closer.
What's going on, family, man? It's your host, Bam De Leon, man. This is Single Dad Podcast, brought to you by the Push It Forward Podcast Network, man. And everything's in motion, man. It's episode number 5, man. You can find me at bam.deli at Instagram. And as always, man, I got my family and my host here with me, man. Tap in for me.
Indeed, man. It's a root, man. Like I always say, man, I'm just hanging out, man. I'm just, asking the questions and stuff like that. I'm just a fly on the wall.
Yeah, man.
Indeed, man. But you can find Push It Forward at PUSHITFWD on Instagram. From there, you can get to everything else. You can find all the other podcasts, a part of the Push It Forward Podcast Network. You can find me from there as well. So there it is.
Man, tap into some good content, man.
Indeed, man.
Yeah, man. Put the topic up, man. Let y'all know about, man. People ask me a lot, man. Partially, with why I even did the podcast, man. To, kind of automatically answer some questions that I get asked a lot. And the how is one, my daily routine, even from my cousins, family members, asking me, when they start their family, get their tribe going, you know what I mean? How we do it, man, how I do it, man. And like I said on accident, it's a we, man. It's way bigger than me, you know what I mean?
Indeed. Takes a village.
Nah, for real, man. It's, like I said, man, I'll tell you a million times. Like I don't know if I say it every episode, but I was not groomed for this, but I was built for it. You feel what I'm saying? Like, so I done, you know what I mean? I've come to learn, utilize my assets and skills and things that I didn't even know I had. Like, you know what I mean? And people around me. So, we surprising ourselves every day over here, man. No, for real.
Indeed. Yeah, man. So, with that being said, man, first thing, because you talking about just kind of like your whole flow. Early on, what was how did you even, how did you get a rhythm? You understand what I'm saying? Like, was it just something that just kind of, laid in your lap, or was it just like, how did you catch a rhythm with just taking care of? I know it was just BJ at first, and then, Raven comes along and stuff like that. How did that rhythm come about?
Well, BJ came first, and at the time, like, I was with their mom at that time.
Yeah. And
man, I like being out to this day, like my Deontay voice, man, but I love it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like so with him, it was just cool. Like, I was geeked up about being a dad, and then Raven came, and then now I got a little girl, I got the whole package, you know what I mean? So I just took that and was just running with it. So, I always had that little little buzz of, being a father, you know what I'm saying? And, I was working at that time, working in school. And then shortly after, that's when, me and their mother split. I went a brief period without seeing them. And then, boom, starting my journey on what I got going now. So I kind of just like, it was like a crash course. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, I went from, just having a basic, understanding of, you know, parenting, family life, to just having to, you know, learn, like I say, trial and error, you know what I mean? Just, you know, working the hand I had dealt to me.
Indeed. So, you know, as far as, you know, like we talked about it taking a village, right? When did you figure out that you needed a village?
Day one, like I said, like, just to be real, cause like I said, the way this even came about was like, you know, like just kind of the situation, just, you know, my children's mother like kind of being absent. So with that being what was going on, you know, you kind of like, I'm looking for somebody, and you know, they like, it's like you kind of passing the ball to somebody and they not picking their hand up. You know, that teammate not throwing their hand up. You ain't gonna just keep passing the ball to them, but you know, you can't win the game by yourself. So you gotta start kind of looking for your other teammates. Like, even if you thought this person was sorry, or, you know what I mean, or, you know, people would be like, you know, somebody else will start waving. Like I said, man, I'd be blessed, man. Other people start waving their hands. Like, man, look, like, stop. You know what I mean? My Duke's number one, you know, my aunt, my sister, you know, family, you know, everybody just started kind of letting me know, like, cause I'm a real dude, man. Like, you feel what I'm saying? So they knew I couldn't, you know, I knew I couldn't either. So yeah, man, very early, man.
Yeah. I mean, but you know, I know that, you know, I mean, you know, you've said it most of the times, like, you know, being very humble about it in regards to, you know, what you can do, what you can't do, you know, just, I just view it as being, you know, just self-aware and realizing, you know, what you need and stuff like that. But, you know, sometimes, you know, the actual solution is just being able to be like the quarterback. You understand what I'm saying? And just really recognize what's needed at the time and stuff like that. Like, when did that kind of, you know, instinct kicked off to be able to just, where you understand, you know, your role in this whole equation and stuff like that?
I'll realistically say it was a situation where I was working. This is where I realized, like, you know, I'm gonna have to really like fully step up and you know, kind of, you know, like you say, quarterback the situation where it was, I lost a job that I had. You know, like I said, I was in school, and I was working, so I had to kind of really pick, you know what I mean, between school and work. Like, I had to really, you know what I mean, evaluate the whole situation, because things had to be done. So I had to really look at everybody in my life, you know what I mean, like, and not even necessarily like use them, but like, you know, kind of evaluate everybody's purpose in my day to day. Like, cause I got these kids now, I see this, what's gonna have to be going on. You calling my phone, if this ain't about this, I don't even have no time for you. And then I really realized who really, you know what I mean, who's needed and who's needed, who ain't. Like, so it just really, it did it for itself. So like, man, I say, like I keep saying, you know, early on, man, but it was like, it took some time and weeding out, but it was like, man, I really realized, like I said, it's bigger than me and deeper than me, and I couldn't do it by myself. Could you
point to maybe a specific situation that really just brought it home for you, like you know, something, an event, something like that you know, kind of went through and you was like, nah, man, I got I got to reevaluate this. I got to do this a different way, man. What or series of events or something like that.
Well, like I said, like the losing the job situation was funny because I didn't have nobody to really depend on. Like, you know what I mean? Like, cause it kind of got like, okay, boom, I'm in school. Mm-hmm. Like I said, it was the school situation and the work. So with me, my school provided, they had a daycare there. You know what I mean? So then it's like, okay, I can take them there to school with me while I'm doing that. But then say car situation, which this is an instance, my car went down on me. Now I need time to work on my car to fix it because I went to school for tech work, so I'm not about to pay nobody. But with these kids, they were babies at the time. I couldn't pay them. I couldn't take them. They're not gonna sit there and do while I work on the car. I had to refer to my aunt. You know what I mean? And in the back of my mind, I may be looking at it you kind of don't want to ask people feel like, just randomly, how it's when you randomly call somebody, you deal with your family, family events and holidays and stuff like that, close-knit family, but just straight up like, hey man, I need, you know what I'm saying? Like, I need you to start doing this, change your lifestyle with me. That's when I really realized where I was requiring people and asking of people, you know what I mean? Like, bro, cause you helping me do this through my situation is changing your situation. And that's why, I appreciate and I never can forget, having to make them calls to my aunt, like, you know what I mean? Like, cause this is what's going on. Like, I gotta work, I gotta go to school, and these children have to be taken care of and catered to.
Yeah, that's an interesting perspective right there, because you just said that, basically you're asking someone else to change their lifestyle with you.
Yeah, for real, because that's what it's like. The whole game changed. Like I know for sure for me and my mom and my aunt. You feel what I'm saying? Like, we kind of move, especially like while my children were at the age where, like I was saying, I was having to call my aunt. They were too young for daycare. It would have been too much ripping and running for me to be going, because all these is my problems. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
This ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm really calling, mama, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, auntie, like, you know what I mean? Like, I need you type. Like,
how receptive was they to that? I mean, did you get resistance at first, or was it just something that they kind of, was open to and stuff like that?
Well, man, my mom was like getting them for like on her off days and stuff like that. Sometimes, like, now the house is a spot to be. Like, so, yeah, man, my mom, man, just kind of being like in the back of my head, for better or for worse, with everything with them. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, she was receptive, but she also raised a man. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, you gotta do this. Like, I'm gonna help you. She helped me, like, you know what I mean? She like really put the training wheels on the bike for me, like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
guiding me, like I said, even with my daughter, like, that's my go-to person, her and my sister, like, to let me know, like, cause I'll be tripping sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I'm tripping. I'm just unaware as a man, like, right. You know what I'm saying? On a lot of stuff. So, you know what I mean? That's a lot of my that keeps me on track, man. You know what I mean? What keeps me on track helps.
Yeah. Did you find yourself that you, before, like, you're an insightful guy. So if you're, looking at like, all right, I need to ask this person this, that, what was some things that you may have done, kind of preemptively, in order to make it easy for somebody to look out for you? Even your mom.
Really more so, hollering at people before you do stuff. Keeping people, like, in the light. You know what I mean? Like, cause even, my granddad, man, I could call him for anything. Like, but he just had to know I was on the, I put it to you like this. But before I had children, if I called him for some help, he helped me, but it was be like well, what you need, what the whoop, like, what's this, what you got going on, like, what da da da, like, is no real explanation of where's my money and like, you know, what I'm doing, where I got going. Now he know, like, I got these children, my best foot forward is going, it's on the up and up. You know what I'm saying? And now people see, like, you know, where and what my focus is. So the receptivity, I don't even know, the reception that I get from people is I get embraced everywhere. You know what I'm saying? My family is like really a thing to where like I just gotta reach out. Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't saying like if they can, they will. If they can't, you know what I mean? I don't even take it personal. You know what I'm saying?
So just as far as like, you know, the children themselves, right?
Yeah.
Managing them, explain, you know, kind of the difference between when they were younger children and kind of, you know, as you're watching them grow up and how your regimen and your whole flow has changed. I've always, like I said, my mom putting little bugs in my ear, you know, they need a routine. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I guess, you know, I'm a child. I was kicking it. I didn't know I had a routine, but she said I had one myself. You know what I'm saying? Ain't that a trip, right?
Yeah, like I thought I was, man,
You thought I was
running it. You hear me? You feel what I'm saying? But if that's what it was, that's what it was. You feel what I'm saying? So I keep that in mind with
you know, hold up, please hold on to that thought. But I just want to, it brought to mind my daughter, right? Like,
yeah.
You know, she like she takes her bath, you know, around the same time every night, and she knows the difference, right? So when I'm taking her upstairs, you know, depending on the time period, she might start crying because you know I'm about to put her to sleep.
Yeah, it's over with.
she know what
if
time
it's dark
it is.
outside, it's over with.
You know, and stuff like that. It's funny. She was like, bye-bye. And everybody downstairs crying, bye-bye, bye-bye. Because you know I'm about to put her to sleep. Man. It's crazy. Like, ain't nothing you can do about it. You know, you're going to come up here and lay down, and in 2 minutes, you're going to be knocked out.
Up. Hey, it's over with. And you know, my kids the same way because I pretty much run them the same way, like, from the time that I've been predominantly, like, you know, they've been with me since, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like school, well, at the time they used to get up a little bit. When they were younger, man, they deserve a trophy, bro, because I was a student and I was working warehouses, you know what I mean? So I'm getting up early, you know, working late, you feel what I'm saying? Like all types of crazy hours, you feel what I'm saying? And they was getting up with me. And, you know, my aunt had them on the, you know, schedule, you know, I was blessed enough to where my aunt who was watching them before they started daycare. So I followed the schedule that she followed, you know what I mean, throughout the day. And by the time they got old enough to go to school, that's when their schedule, you know, our routine things started to change up, and that's kind of like what we're on now. School from, you know, 8 to 2 or 8 to 4 predominantly while I'm working, and then we come home, you know, dinner, lunch, stuff like that by like 7:30, 8 o'clock, man. You know, we kick it, we playing all the way in between there. Get in the bed, read a book, watch the tablet, whatever, you know, little story, whatever, however we gonna do it, man. And we wrapping it up, man, because like I said, people, I realize how they operate, how they function with structure and without no structure. Like,
right.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, my son, he sleep like he went to Central Station last night. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like,
for those who don't know, Central Station
it's an after hour spot in Atlanta, so you gotta be in them party hard to sleep like you done went to you feel what I'm saying, the station, man. And you know, my little girl, she wake up like
he said
the money calling.
He in the bed with his jewelry on.
Right. His drool hanging
face down, just with his whole outfit, his whole fit on.
You know what I mean? Sleep, face planted, everything else going on around him, he done. You feel what I'm saying? And it's like, I know like what I gotta like me knowing them, you know what I mean? I know like how how I gotta do what I gotta do for everybody to you know what I mean, kind of get a little balance and flow. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Not too early, not too late. Cause my little girl will come in there, Raven will come in there waking me up, and I'm a morning person. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I got to give her a little time to, you know what I mean, just kind of balance it out for everybody, man. Make everybody happy, man.
So with that, you know, being said, with her, have you like delegated some responsibilities to her to kind of set the tone for what y'all need to be doing? Is that, I don't know, are you doing that any, or is that, you know? Man,
right now, we know mine's is 7 to 8, man. So first thing in the morning, man, it's you know, hygiene things, you know, so it's they got that little routine going now, man. Before you come in my face, man, brush your teeth. You feel what I'm saying? Brush your teeth, wash your face, and, you know, just trying to get them to kind of be, you know, more self-aware of their self. Like, you know what I'm saying? Then,
right.
You know, we've been doing the we've been quarantining here lately, so, you know, you know, we're going to home school and stuff. So when school time is going on, man, they got their uniforms laid out for them. My kids know what to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I salute to them, man, for paying attention and getting with the program. You know what I mean?
Yeah. How long did that take?
It's still a work in progress.
I mean, but like before you started seeing results, like what was some things that you did to get them to like start like doing it?
I feel like them seeing me have a routine.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So it's like them seeing me have a routine, they know what their routine is. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, while I'm doing this is what they need to be doing. So like I said, everything's still a work in progress because we still learning and growing, you know what I mean, getting better at what we doing, like,
right,
needing to be monitored. Like, at one point in time now, excuse me, I'm trusting them to, you know, do things on their own. So, you know, it's not a long process, but, you know, it's a marathon though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's yeah, I mean, but I know that had to, like, when you start seeing them start doing, you know, the things that you teach them, I know that it was encouraging. Right?
Yeah, bro, like, I'm about to teach you everything, what? You know what I'm saying, man? You better be glad I don't trust you with no stove yet, boy, because, hey, you know what I'm saying, get your breakfast, you know what I mean? Because those are the steps I took as a child. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
I remember surprising my mom, you know, like I said, because I knew I must have been on a routine because I knew when to wake them up, when not to wake them up. And I remember vividly being hungry one morning and just hopping up, making my own cereal. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and I could see my children, they on that type of time too. Like, they my children. So, you know what I mean? That's why I like to put them in a position where they like to think of their own next step. They like to let me know, like, I'm ready for more. Like, because when it comes snacks, like I say, since we've been home, they know, like, you know, a couple hours or whatever, you know, I guess they got like an alarm clock in their stomach. They come and they want a snack, and they come to the point to where if I'm laying down or if I'm in the shower or doing something, I'm occupied, however, they'll get it themselves. You feel what I'm saying? They know not to go crazy on no portion. They know, like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, so it's you know, it's working itself out.
Right. So, like, you know, kind of a little bit in that vein, because it sounds like a lot of work, right? A lot of hands-on type of, you know, situation. So with that, I mean, everybody gotta, you know, we gotta make money, we gotta do our thing and stuff like that. Have you found that, you know, your responsibilities are increasing, you know, and you have to be hands-on with your children because you're a single dad? How's that impacted you economically? You understand what I'm saying? Like, have you seen opportunities open up, or what? How is that, just that, you know, your observation of how you've been able to maintain both ends of the spectrum?
You mean just with them getting older, as like the two?
Just, I mean, like, cause, you know, to be hands-on with a child takes time.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
So like, you know, how have you been able to balance the two?
Well, you know, like I said, predominantly how I have a trade. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So with my job, I tend to feel like they're a little bit more lenient. You know what I mean? So I can explain to them, I have children. This is what I have to do. You know what I mean? This is what you can expect from me. For me to be able to make y'all money, do what y'all need to have me, fulfill my role, and I do this with you guys. And this is what I can bring to the table.
Right.
Y'all can work with it, not work with it. And at the same time, take what I know, utilize what I know, and try to make my own money on my own time, so I don't have to stay in nobody's face looking for that type of thing. It's like I have, like I said, we coming off a pandemic, and I've taken that to utilize, making passive income with rental cars and other ride share services. So same, my bread and butter, minor repair work. So I find a way, just using my brain, you know what I mean? Because I knew that it's hard to balance that. Because like I said, I started off losing jobs, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I had to find a way to make sure that I never just be down bad, like going outside at the end of the day, because my children need me. I got to be able to still be able to provide. Right.
So have you found that? And I mean, it's almost a stupid question, right? But through navigating them and having them on a regimen, that's gonna make you be more regimented. So, do you think overall that it's improved you?
Oh yeah, most definitely, man. I feel like I said, even with people, man, it lets me know like what's important, man. Mm-hmm. Like I ain't gonna cap you down. I walked out of a job. You feel what I'm saying? Because I was like, this ain't it. Like, and financially it was it, but it was like long term for what I'm trying to do with them. You know what I mean? It wasn't it. So it makes me and my prioritizing very easy. You know what I mean? Like, even if it's hard, I gotta sit there and make a decision on it. Like, it makes certain things very clear for me. You feel what I'm saying?
Right. So, as far as just your day to day, give us, just a general rundown of what your day is like.
Well,
let's say, let's say weekdays in the thick of it. What's your day like?
Well, we have school and work, man. I get them up. I surprised. It was funny because during they went to their summer school, and my kids, wake up in the morning, they hungry. I feed them like you at home. Then we have school and work. And from there, if they're at home, we have things, like I said, we have little activities. I got ABC Mouse and different things for them to do, to keep them occupied. And because they both have their own sets of interests. So I like to try to, whatever you want to do, I want to encourage you. Like, you know what I mean? And some things, today's day and time, they're heavy on electronics. So I like to let them get in there, but not too heavily. Just kind of cater to their personalities for the most part. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right. So, like, do you see any areas within your operation where it's like, I definitely gotta see if I can fix this thing, then we're gonna be willing dealing?
Yeah. Like I say, specifically, like with today's day and time, these kids are really electronic heavy. You know what I mean? So if, like I said, but I'm all for monetizing certain things. You know what I mean? Because even myself, I'm tapping into it. So just finding a balance of where because you want your children to learn, to also have fun, enjoy this childhood and things like that. So just today's society with like I said, just for lack of better terms, like the electronics, the fun, things like that, man. Because you don't want to be you want your children to have a balance. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, speaking of electronics, I know I've seen some little kids have some interest in browsing industry.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like you want them to have them, like, because the internet is like a gift and a curse for children. Because man, you can let your child go down a wormhole. Like I said, like he'll come to me, my son will come to me with telling me about cars and stuff like that. And like I know those type of things are sparking his interest. One video turns into another one, and then you can kind of catch another one where it's like, nah, man. We delete, unsubscribe, cancel all that. Like, you know what I mean? But it's just like, it's a catch-22. That's why I'm that dad. When my kids outside, I'm sitting on the porch. When they own them electronics, I kind of got an ear to, like, you know what I mean? Because if you learn, like I said, I have them ABC Mouse and other learn apps and things like that too. So it's like how for whatever, for your growth and development, like I'm all for them to go for it. But you know what I mean? You just gotta kind of keep, keep an eye out for that type of things, those type of things.
So I mean, do you find that, like, because we're born in a generation, we kind of seen evolution before cell phones, into cell phones, all the different things. So are you finding that your kids are ahead of you in regards of like navigating these tablets and different things like that, and you gotta you gotta step your game up to get ahead of where they're at?
Yeah, man, because like I said, man, I let them be free to be them. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like I could be outside playing with my daughter, you know what I mean? Like she like to be outside, play with her. She has a little my neighbor, she has a little friend she likes to play with. They do their girl thing, you feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I take as much as that I can take, you know what I mean? And I come inside, I might check on my boy, and he in here playing Fortnite. He want me to play with him, and he doing stuff like I just mentally I ain't even understanding. Like it's funny to kind of like if he be sitting here asking me like I'm the guru. Like, nah, man, I can aim and shoot, but all this other technical stuff you got going on, dude, like you need, like I said, like you know, it's an adjustment that we have to make too with that as parenting, because my mom, some my stuff like that, they'll be like, oh, he's spending too much time doing this, or he don't need it, he got a tablet, he need this, he don't need. But it's, hey man, it's a new way of life. You know what I mean? So like I said, he get really good at it. Man, these people getting paid for playing these games nowadays, man. Not saying, hey man, you know what I mean? So I kind of, I'm taken back by it sometimes, man. Yeah, I'm surprised, and I applaud him too, man. As long as he doing what he's supposed to do in school, man, he play these games as much as he want.
Right.
Have your fun, man. My little girl's the same thing. Like, even though she's not so heavily into the, gaming, she'll watch a video and be then I can see her trying to do that, like apply what she just watched in the video 5 minutes later, like, or coming to ask me, next time we go to the store, get this, and this, because she done watched the video on how to make slime type stuff, like, you know what I'm saying? So
right. So for all the young brothers out here and stuff like that might have elements of their life that makes them a single dad, even if it's partial custody or anything like that, what's some advice that you would give to them, and as far as setting the tone for how your kids are going to operate their day-to-day lives and different things like that?
Consistency and the schedule, man. Like, you know, you gotta. I would recommend you give them structure, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what they need. They need to, you know, kind of build and set their mind on like what to expect, what a day consists of. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like my children, they got a whole expectation of, you know, how their day is supposed to go. When it goes left, something's not right. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I like that. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Because if not saying like I've given them the blueprint or keys to success in life, but they basically have even at 7, 8, they got a basic concept of how an adult day is supposed to go. Like, if they see me on my computer, they're not thinking that I'm just sitting here. I ain't on no YouTube or nothing like that. If I'm on YouTube, I'm watching the video, I'm doing something, like they know, like, you know, like how to utilize certain things. Like, you know what I'm saying? And right. I feel like as a man, that's what you're supposed to. That's one of the foundations and one of the pillars you gotta instill with your children, man. Is structure, bro. Like, for real.
Right. So, you know, as far as that structure, what drives how your method of going about imposing structure? You know, are you watching them and seeing what they need, or do you have like something that you pulling from somebody or something like that?
Well, really with seeing what because, you know, my children are very different. So it's like, just going to, like I said, man, catering to their personality. Like, even with how we kicking on the daily routine, like, they got to be handled differently. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, man, it's a different blueprint for each child. Like, if you realize, like, you know, your child is, you know, heavily into like reading or book heavy, like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, find out what interests them, and, you know, because you can't be trying to, like, you don't want to be wasting your time with trying to teach, and, you know, you want them to utilize their day. Right. So if that's what they naturally are into, you know, not no junk, no BS. You know what I mean? You know, feed life into that. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, you know, encourage it. You know what I mean? So I feel like, man, find something positive that they like to do. You know what I mean? And if you can see them doing something with it, you know, I recommend you encourage it. I feel like people, you know, so quick to, like, if their child like to basketball, football type, you know what I'm saying? Like, they quick for that type of stuff, like, to be like, you know, let's get them in football. Like, if they like to draw, like me, myself, when I was younger, like, I like to draw, like, you know what I'm saying? So, right. Like, my whole family, for Christmas, I would be getting like paper, easels, comic books. Like, they fed life into that. Like, they put energy into that, like, for me, like, you know what I'm saying? And I appreciated that, because that kind of always helped me, like, you know, gave me like a hobby or something to, like, utilize with my time. Like, I like to go outside too, but if I went outside, man, I probably was somewhere drawing. Like, I had something to do. Right. So, you know, I just recommend you, you know what I mean? Like I said, man, I feel like we need something like that. Everybody needs something to kind of, you know what I mean, drift away, you know what I mean, that can kind of monetize too.
Right. Yeah, man, I mean, it's, I guess, you know, one of the last things I ask, have you, you know, through your experience, right? Because it sounds like you got a good little system going that you're tweaking, but, you know, you got a decent little system to work from and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Has there been any people, I ain't saying you name names, but any scenarios that you've seen in other people that you like, no, I ain't gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? That's inspired you to just kind of, you know, impose a structure in the household in the way that you have.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man, because
what's some stuff you've seen?
You know, man, just like kids with, you know, because, like, it's all teaching and upbringing, so it's no fault on them. Like, but, you know, like, just like how like the kids when they make you be like no home training. Like no, they ain't got no home training. Like you feel what I'm saying? Like
that's hardcore. Cause
it's or even when it's been situations where my kids have been around other children and they just kind of they side eyeing them because they just wow, like they like you know what I'm saying, like on 10 the whole time, like, and my kids looking at me like can I or nah, I ain't even gonna, like, you know what I'm saying, like, because they know better, you feel what I'm saying,
right?
Like
right,
and that's what I take that. Man, bro, they lightweight struck. They hit the lottery with me when they even know to acknowledge me when that type of stuff going on. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, that's when I know it's all paying off and it's working. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because that'll get you a long way. Like, you know what I mean? Just knowing how to conduct yourself in certain situations, like in outings. Because I'm the type of parent that, man, not saying like they can do what they can get away with murder at home, but it's like, you know what I mean? Because I still, like I said, I set that structure up in their brain so they know what to do and what not to do. But when we out, like, man, if y'all make it seem like, you know what I mean, like y'all, you know what I mean, not like I run a boot camp in this mug, but like, sir, yes, sir, like, yes, ma'am, please, thank you, you know what I mean? Like, when we go out, man, I appreciate that, dude. You know what I mean?
Right.
Y'all just caught.
Indeed. Yeah, man, I think you pretty much sliced that up, man, in regards to, your regimen and just the thinking behind just running a household, right? Because, I mean, it's a major piece, like you were talking about before, as far as making money and everything else. I mean, none of it works if you don't have a system that everybody in the house is functioning off, man. So big ups to that, man.
Yeah, man. People like these we touched in on another episode, man. And I just want this to be like kind of, a more like thought out process that people think like, they got to do it by themselves or they don't need the other parent. Like, don't get it twisted. Like, man, I still let them, interact with their mother because it takes everything and everybody. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, yeah, man, most definitely.
Indeed. Well, I think we hit that topic pretty well. Stuff up, nice, concise, and sweet form or whatnot, man. Bam, let the people know how they can get a hold of you and everything like that.
And one more time, man, you can find me at IG at bam.deli, man. On Instagram, that's bam.dele. Man, the link tree is on there as well, man. Holla at me.
Right. And you can find Push It Forward Media Group on Instagram at PUSHITFWD. From there, you can find all the podcasts and the other arm, Ninth Floor Films and everything else that we got going on and whatnot, man.
Make sure y'all tap into that, man.
Absolutely, man. Well, shoot, man. I think we good here, man. You go ahead and close us out, my brother.
All right, man. We out here, family, man. Tune in next week, man. Y'all be safe, be blessed, fam.
Indeed. Peace.